Hello guys, it's Lucho and welcome to a brand new video of me being your guide on how to use the Disable Collisions tool correctly in Theme Park Tycoon 2. This video will really help you, especially if you're a beginner in the game and if you're struggling a little bit while trying to get used to this tool. So the very first tip I wanted to give you guys is one that I have seen a lot of people do in this game, and it's a tip that I really think will help you improve a lot if you're new with this tool. So you see how I'm placing scenery in here? Well, if you want to make very detailed scenery to enhance your theme park, this isn't really the way you want to place scenery. So as you can see, the way I have placed these items is on grid, which means it's inside the square-shaped pieces of land the game has. If you don't have Disable Collisions, you won't be able to place more than one item on these spaces. But if you do have Disable Collisions, which is probably the reason why you're watching this video, you're actually able to place more than one item on one of these spaces. So in order to make scenery look good, you're gonna wanna place some items closer to each other and maybe slightly collide them, as you can see what I'm doing. It's very important to rotate them a little bit so it doesn't look repetitive, and also try to add some variation. Like in here I'm not just adding just rocks, I'm also adding a little bit of plants and trees. And with this tool you're actually also able to resize some items like trees, and so here I'm resizing them for it to look a little bit better and non-repetitive, and also add some logs and decorations for it to look detailed. And now you can also make some pretty nice custom grass using primitives, and it's really helpful for it to look very detailed for the final touches. So then select the pieces you've made and copy and paste them to the actual scenery. And also don't forget to slightly rotate some of these items for it to not look repetitive. So there you have it, a very nice looking piece of scenery that will really help your park be really nice looking and attractive. It's really random the way you can arrange these pieces. It's really up to you how you want to place them, in what shape or color you want to make it. Just don't paint them with unrealistic colors like neon colors, red, blue or purple. Now in the second tip, we're going to focus more in a very essential and fundamental thing that your park must feature: bridges. As you can see, I have built a very basic bridge over here, which doesn't look bad but could really be redesigned. So let's start from zero. So first you're gonna remove the water in your river or pool, whatever you have, and you're gonna wanna dig a hole of 2 blocks deep. Now in the very center you're gonna place a cuboid primitive and stretch it out. And then lower it down until it looks sort of like this. Now grab another cuboid primitive and raise it 3 blocks high. Then adjust the sizes as I'm doing in here. Now here's the tricky part. You're gonna press shift and click the blue primitive we just placed to get into precision mode. Then while being in precision mode, you will hold shift again and middle click the large block we lowered down before. Now we can freely rotate the flat primitive we just placed. If you're having issues in this part, feel free to let me know down in the comments and I'll answer your question. Now to make the fences of this bridge, we're gonna select the middle primitive and then we're gonna create very thin primitives in the sides. Once you finish this side of the bridge, you can copy and paste it to the other side to not waste time. And remember, if you're making a bigger or smaller bridge, you can always adjust these elements if they do not fit well. You can make them bigger or smaller. It all depends on the size of your bridge. Now, the next tip is about something that really happens a lot in this game, and it can actually happen to anyone. And it's about the glitching, or Z-fighting. For example, as you can see, I have built 2 walls. But if I paint each one of them different colors or add another specific texture to it, you will see it glitches a lot. This is the most basic example. Glitching also happens when you try to make pathways or circles. So, in these cases, I usually tend to lower down the elements just a little bit, so little that it's barely noticeable. And you can see the glitching is completely gone. And for walls, you just don't collide them with each other. I hope this video was useful for you, and remember that if you have any doubts or concerns, you can always comment down below your question and I'll answer it as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next video.